Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our bed.
Welcome.
And?
We are folding our clothes.
But welcome to, you have to say.
Entropyhourglass, which is a series of intimate conversations between me, Nuno, and you.
Sofia.
And yeah, today we are folding our clothes and talking to you. This will be a specific episode requested by our listeners, right?
Yes.
Our many listeners. And we said it in the ending of the last episode. We wanted to talk about our experiences in getting jobs abroad, away from Portugal. Because at the end of the last episode, I don't know if you remember, but
Or if you listen.
if you listened, but we said that we announced that I got a job in Vienna, in Austria. So now I'm ready to talk a bit about that experience of getting a job, and you also have a lot of experience with that. And I don't remember you talking much about that.
I don't know, I can't remember. I
Yeah,
think
but
you are the one who is going to talk more in this episode.
Maybe.
But we have not prepared, and I think it will go a little bit unstructured. What do you think people want to hear you explain about this?
I just like what did I want? How did I? What did I do to get here?
Mm-hmm.
And what obstacles I found in the way? What did I had to get through? How many interviews? Or how is that working? How easy it is to live on another country or to apply to another country? I don't know. There are a lot of things.
Yes.
I think you actually should start by
telling them what.
What did you do to get a job here? Like, how did that go? Like briefly, because you spent some months and you have a whole plan and structure and data you gather, all of that. That's very interesting. I'm a bit different.
Yes, so I think I started around April, looking for
April 2022.
Yeah, 2022. I started looking for jobs, not really with a direction very concrete, but I already knew that my contract in Portugal was going to end in September, and I wanted to live abroad and to work abroad, so I started looking for jobs there. At first I was just looking very broadly. So what I mean by this is I was looking for innovation consultant, which was what I was doing before, and business analyst, finances, different kind of areas. But I knew I wanted to work in finances, although I was applying very broadly because I really want, like, the first main goal was going abroad, the second goal was to change areas, so basically I applied to very different jobs. I used LinkedIn to do the applications, mostly. I don't think I have searched differently.
Where did you search, like countries? What?
Oh yeah, I knew exactly that I didn't want any country, but some specific. So I was looking Switzerland, Austria because I've been there, Germany because I also have been here and I enjoyed it, and Luxembourg, Belgium, Netherlands, and yeah, that was it. Some United Kingdom more or less, but I think I gave up a little bit because it's very hard to go there. You have to have a license now. It was easy before.
Yeah, now Brexit and all, you have to get a visa like you were going to
USA.
To the USA. So great.
So yeah, that was it. I did a lot of applications. At first, I was aiming to do 30 per week. I had a spreadsheet on Notion where I put different kind of information to us. One was where was the stage, so if I sent it was under review, if I was in interviews or if I was rejected or accepted. And the first thing was I was accepted twice to do an internship with the European Commission, and I rejected both.
Which is a very long process, and you had to send an application and had to wait like 3 or 4 months for them to review, and then they.
And I really wanted that when I applied, but my life changed so much.
Yeah.
I felt I was being pressured to accept, like, oh, it's so prestigious to work for the European Commission. It's so hard to get in. Like, not a lot of people get accepted. I got accepted twice in the same year. Yeah. But I don't know. I believe in fate, and I was not feeling that.
We talked a lot when you were deciding. I wasn't feeling that was the right decision.
But you said you would accept it.
I said I would, because that would be me, not you.
Yeah, so I didn't accept that one. Then I continue applying. I felt like, oh, I'm so stupid. That was around May when I got the offers, and I felt like, oh, I'm so stupid. I don't even have another option, and I'm.
Yeah, but the option wasn't great. Yeah, like you were going to do something you didn't really enjoy.
I didn't knew it. It's not very clear.
You were going to be paid very poorly.
1,200 euros.
To live all by yourself abroad, like that's basically the conditions you had in Portugal, and you were going to do something a little bit less interesting, I think. But it was going to be prestigious. It would be on your curriculum, and it would be good for that. But you weren't feeling it. So
I was not feeling it. I think.
But it was a very hard decision to make, because it's like this or continue searching for something, because you didn't have anything on your hands at that point.
I feel I'm in the same stage I was back then.
Yeah,
more or less. But yeah, so basically that happened. That was at the beginning of before my birthday, I think. And then before that I had
Continue.
Before that I had interview to be an innovation consultant again. That was what I was doing, and I went to the third. I think I went to the third interview, but then they rejected me, saying that they wanted someone for immediately or 1 month later, and I said I would only start in September, and we were in beginning of May, so not really a match. And I also think I would not enjoy that much, because I was trying to change areas, but if that was my only option, I would have accepted. Then I continue. I got a bunch of no's. It's very hard on your self-esteem. It's very hard on. It's like having another job. You have to always be searching. There are always new options, and I would say I sent around 300 applications, and I got into I don't know 10 interviews, 10 different interviews, not more than that. So you are seeing the ratio. It's not very positive.
And she had an NGO. Our curriculum is something insane, and people are refusing that. We talked a lot about that as well, which is the necessity, or people who work in HR are looking for specific people that are specialists in something. And when you're as good as your career, that's our explanation for not getting accepted into a lot of jobs, is as much as your curriculum is amazing and you have a lot of skills,
I don't have the regular
you
path.
don't have what they are looking for typically in a person,
which is go to the university, do a lot of internships, specialize, go to a consultant company and do that for 2 or 3 years, and then change. I'm not that person.
Yeah, and
I will never be that person.
And you do a lot of different things, which are way more demanding and more difficult to do than taking just a degree and finishing university and going into a specific.
I think it's still good.
What?
Your
boxers.
Trousers.
What's wrong?
I think it's good. I was afraid if they were going to best.
They are new, so they still look like new. I think. But time will tell if they're good or not.
Yeah, the profile, we don't know exactly what they are looking. Then I found,
That's the most important thing to talk about in this episode, is like how we feel with that when bad things happen. How do you deal with that?
I took a week off, like not seeing more applications, not applying for a week. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm too tired. I don't have the emotional capacity to deal with more no's. It's like, it's opening your email and always like saying, thank you for applying. Thank you for, unfortunately, we are not continue with your application, but good luck on your...
although we are very
although your profile is very impressed.
We are very impressed with your profile. We are not being, you're not continuing to pursue. Yeah.
And that's very tough.
I understand, like sometimes we do not understand with some companies that I remember doing skill tests for UBS.
I also did that.
You also did. I remember doing that and like getting the results from that, and the results said I was like exceptional in.
I also got them.
Yeah. So we did some tests for evaluating our skills just before any interviews. They send us a bunch of tests. Some big corporations that are very like difficult to get to get into.
Switzerland right now. We bought Credit Suisse, so yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
They have all the power in Switzerland right now in terms of money and finance.
But we did the test and we were amazing at the tests, and then we got a response saying, we don't care.
Yeah.
We are not going to pursue it. So.
What they really want?
What could we have done? So yeah, sometimes there's that even.
Then May arrives. It's the end of May. I think it's the end of May. I continue with applications. I see this very cool, ambitious application for being an investment manager at Innova, where I'm working right now. So spoiler. And
6 months later,
I receive a message saying, "Oh, thank you, but no." And I was like, "Okay, I saw you also have an internship position, and I really like your company. Can I join?" Actually, I'm saying this, and I talked with Nikki, which is someone who works with me, and she said, "Timing is everything." And I believe her, because they closed the investment manager position. They didn't acquire anyone for that position back then, only for the intern. And I got that offer. And for that, what I did was go for the first interview. I think it was with Susie already, which is my supervisor. Then a second interview, which was with Susie and Christian. And I was in Greece on my holidays, and I had to do, I think it was the second one. And I had to
crazy. You were just walking around Greece.
I think that was the third, actually. It was four interviews, and then another meeting. So the second one was talking with the supervisor and also the CFO, which was Christian. And then the third one was like skill testing, and we were in a coffee shop in Greece with very bad connection, and I had to do a test on like choosing like some skills like math, finances, and Excel.
Managing Excel and using it. Yeah.
And we finished, and
you thought you was going to say it to be a no. You didn't go.
Yeah, I think I could have been better.
Yeah, because you found one error that you could have something like that.
Yeah.
And you thought, well, maybe I'm not an expert at this, so I don't know a lot about finances.
I felt very sad, but it was my holiday, so I just wanted to forget that.
You forgot it.
Like that day, I thought that.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do such a thing on vacation in a different country. Like we were on a restaurant in outdoors, like 20 something degrees, enjoying our pizza. And it's time now. I have to go to an interview. You go to a table all by yourself, and there's tourists around, and you're in an interview doing Excel calculations for an hour or something.
Yeah, it was 2 hours almost.
And you got the damn job.
Yeah, it's very interesting to listen to you saying that, because at the time I thought like, yeah, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, but no, I was extraordinary, and we should know when we are extraordinary.
You were?
And it's very hard we are very hard on ourselves, especially on this process. Like, oh no, we should try to convince them that we are good enough. No, we are already good enough. Maybe we don't match what they need, but we are already good enough. And if that's not the opportunity for you,
to act accordingly to your value and not to what the other people.
Don't decrease yourself in interviews.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, don't say, oh no, don't say that they can find better. They cannot find better. They can find something that maybe match their needs better, which is not exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
You already good.
You never say that they can find something better. How can you?
Sometimes people say that. I think.
How do people say that?
You feel low.
You answer the questions they ask you. They normally can ask you, why are you a good fit for the company, or where do you see yourself?
Yeah. No, I'm sick of interview this week.
With those answers, you can basically tell them that you're not the best they can get when you're answering that questions. Is that what you mean? Like in answering the normal questions, you're saying, oh yeah, I don't know, or saying general stuff like that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, in interviews my advice would be read a little bit about the company you are applying, read a lot about the position you are applying, and try to use like specific words they use in the application, and do a bunch of questions. That would be my advice. Yeah,
show them that you are interested and not like just another job that you're applying.
At the same time, I'm finishing. At the same time, where I was in the third round, or like after the third round, I was also applying for others because I had been rejected a lot. So, and I did one for Deutsche Bank. I really, really, really enjoyed the interview. It was amazing. It was so fun. I had no pressure because I already had the fourth interview, which was a speed dating for Innova. So now my hopes were high, and I was like, please, don't pressure me now, because I think we are almost there. So I was feeling very good, very confident. I was in my holidays again. I was with my parents in Algarve in Portugal.
In August.
In August, yeah, this is August, so it takes a
long time.
Yeah, and I got this position, which was business analyst for energy sector, and I really enjoyed it. It was like basically going to conference, trying to translate what were in the conference, do a lot of research. I enjoyed the position a lot, and I got a call like 4 weeks later. They took a lot because they were also on holiday, so in August everything is slower. And they said like, oh my god, we really love you, please go to the second interview, we really think you are a fit, blah blah. No, this was the third, so it would be the last one. And I was like, thank you so much, that I really appreciate it. It was heavy because Innova is a startup, and Deutsche Bank is the biggest bank in Germany. So I was in like stable, not so stable, but I was not so sure because also at Innova they said we normally try to continue with, like, if you want after internship and everything goes well, we try to offer you a full-time position. That was what I was sold when I applied. Everything changed after that, but that was what I was sold, and I felt so connected with the people in the speed dating. I was so excited. You remember that day? I went to the bedroom and you were crying. Yeah, I was
crying.
No, you were kind of sad, but you were not crying. And I was so excited, and I felt it. Basically, my decisions were all on feelings back then. And yeah, I decided to go for Innova. I rejected Deutsche Bank.
But the Dutch Bank position was where?
Prague.
Was it Prague?
That's why also I rejected it. Like Germany was a better offer, although it was an internship. But I would receive more money in Prague. So.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't got like a proper offer, but what I asked was more money, and they said like, oh yeah, that's
nothing.
yeah, we could have asked for more, but I was looking for the standards of Prague, and they were expecting standards of Germany because they pay people in Prague the same as they pay in Germany, because it's the same bank, and they try to make it kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
They just do taxes different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, and now I got here. I don't know if you have any more questions regarding my process.
I don't think so. It's really well explained. But now, what about? Because now you said you were like that again. Because internship is coming to an end eventually.
My internship is actually going to end in 2 weeks, so in April, because it's 6 months already passed. However, again, timing. They asked me to continue with them as a senior intern, which is kind of just a fancy name to say like next levels in your internship.
That's normal.
So I have 3 more months, but I'm already kind of stressed, trying to find another job because,
Also
as you
because
know,
of me.
I started applying in April and I got an offer to start in October. We counted the months, so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 5, 6, 7 months. I don't have 7 months to find another job. I have 3 and 2 weeks. And that's a lot of pressure I feel right now.
I didn't understand. What about October?
It took me 7 months.
From before. Yeah.
When I started looking for a job.
Yep.
7 months.
Yeah.
But actually the offer was supposed to start at the 1st of August. 1st of August, and they changed it to 1st of October. So we can reduce 2 months from the 7, and it will be 5 months to have an offer. I think that's a good approximation.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm here again. I have 3 months and 2 weeks to find a job.
How about contacting, if everything goes wrong, you could contact again the guys from Deutsche.
I don't think they would want me after I rejected them.
Yeah, maybe. Doesn't matter now.
And that would mean I would work in Germany.
Yeah.
The other thing, it's right now I'm more limited than before, so I'm more afraid than before, because now we have a proper, specific, very specific location. So it's a city, not even a country.
Yeah, but that's it's a big thing for us, because at the time where you were looking for jobs in those countries, I was just looking for opportunities as well, so we would move anywhere, right? And you got a job offer, and I was still working to Portugal as I'm now, but luckily I was able to move in with you. I had 6 months like for staying in a different place because of tax reasons, and I'm still here, and I'll still be here until I would be able to be here until the end of June, to have 6 months here on 2023. I would be able to do that, but then I would have to go back to Portugal. So I was looking for options to stay. And then I can say I started before coming here. I was applying to stuff, and I remember when we arrived in the end of October, I had an interview like 2 days after, but it was not an interview that I applied. There were people that contacted me, so but to work for Portugal. So I had to say to them they were interested in me, but it wasn't a job that I applied. It was just a person that contacted me through LinkedIn in Portugal, and I had to say no. I'm looking for jobs in Germany abroad. I'm not looking for to another opportunity in Portugal. So yeah, I was applying to Frankfurt. I was applying to Germany as a whole, because she would only have 6 months here, and we didn't really know what was going to happen after that. So I was like, maybe we can go somewhere else. It's not stable here as well. So I applied to some things that were a bit different from what I was doing. I remember doing an interview for a position that it was more on the project management side of with a bank as well. It was like a junior position, but which would be only 6 months as well, but that didn't lead to anything.
I think they closed the position, right?
No, I think they just didn't continue with me because they found someone who was better suited because I didn't have a lot of experience. And I don't really remember how many interviews I had. I remember when I had that interview, I had another interview as well at the same time. Was it it was the first time. So, long story now, we get ready. So, my profession is some kind of a software developer.
Although you are a consultant.
Although I'm a consultant, I mainly develop software in an old language called COBOL, and so I started looking for positions for developers with COBOL or something similar in this area around, and I didn't find a lot. It was very difficult because a lot of positions require German. I don't speak German, and I applied to something similar for Erste Bank, which is a big bank in Austria, and I got an interview there, and it went well, the first interview, and then I got a second interview with them, which was the final one. Yeah, and I think that went well as well.
It was mid-December.
And this was mid-December, the second interview. So, and I was always looking for some, just like her, but I always looked on LinkedIn. I started looking even in other platforms, but LinkedIn was the better one. I didn't keep a spreadsheet. I was just keeping the data that LinkedIn gathers when you apply for the positions.
I have information that can be. We used Premium LinkedIn.
I used Premium LinkedIn for a
1
month just to check what kind of people were applying to the same positions I did, and positions that I could apply that were similar to my expertise, and people similar to me would apply. So that was interesting to know. It didn't make that much of a difference, but it was interesting to know. It's worth it because it's free for a month.
Yeah, for 1 month it's worth it. More than that, please don't pay.
Only if you're obsessed with LinkedIn.
You are not going to have more offers. I guarantee you that you are not having more offers with the LinkedIn Premium. I'm 100% sure. I applied. 1 month. I had it. I applied intensively to the position that they said like I'm a top candidate, so I'm top 5 candidate.
Yeah.
And I got 0 interviews. So it's the same as nothing.
It doesn't work that well. But where was I? I applied for that job on LinkedIn, and then I was in the second interview in December. It went well. I was just hoping for a response, and then was it the beginning of January? I got an email. No, I got a call.
No, you asked. The thing is, they were not saying anything for a long period, and I said, no, maybe you should ask them. And he said like, oh yeah, I can send an email. Oh, I was just wondering, the 2 weeks that you said that were supposed to pass.
That's not that. That's the other one.
No, it was this first one. I remember exactly.
But that was what happened in the second one. That I had to send an email, and then they called me, saying the position.
Okay.
I think the first one was just they called me after some weeks.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think you had to send in both situations.
I don't
So
remember,
always-
but maybe. Yeah.
Always question them. Like,
Yeah,
if the time passes, go and show yourself as
Yeah.
you are still interested.
It's not a bad thing. It's not like you just demanding answers from them. Maybe always ask what is going to happen next, what is expected you, because it's very important when you're looking for a job. It's very important for you to know what would you expect from the recruiters, to know that if you are going to wait like a month or 2 months, you should know about it, because then you would be like, well, they forgot about me. I'm irrelevant. I'm just doing online interviews with a person that I never met. They can like ignore me and never say anything for the rest of my life. So just make sure you establish like some limits to where you would wait for an answer, and then you can contact. Just show that you need to get your things together and be prepared for what can happen. And that I don't remember if I did send an email on the first one, but maybe I did. And then eventually in January I got a call from the person in HR saying that they like me a lot, but for that position they hired someone with more experience. And I was like, it's over. I cannot do this. It's not for me. And then she said, "Oh, but we really like you, and we found your profile very interesting. So there's a position similar to this that they're hiring for another department in the bank. And if you'd like, I could send them your CV and your profile, and they would contact you if they're interested." And yeah, and I said, "Of course, you can do that. That would be great." So they did that, and I was like, "Okay, I think this door is closed because I gotta know." And I continued sending applications to other places. I started sending applications to countries that I would want to move. I sent for a position in the UK, like in some city near Manchester, just to understand like of those kinds of positions I would be able to go in and to have interviews and to understand like what's the market, what skills do I need to have or to show to them. So I had an interview for Lithuania as well. Which went really bad. I didn't know anything what they wanted, but I got through it. They didn't say anything after because they were expecting for a person I think more experienced in some technical areas. Yeah, and I did the one for UK as well, but this was later on. Eventually, I got called in February for a meeting with Erste Bank again. For this other position that I was expecting, and then I made the first interview. That went well. I did the second interview a week or two later, and then went really, really well. I think that was the best interview I've done. They really liked me. They were like old people, and I think that we got along very well, and we understood each other, and the things that they needed from me, I was able to answer their questions really, really well. Like I said what they wanted to hear. I wasn't saying it because they wanted to hear it, but it just matched, and so I was hopeful to get a proposition there. So, but then a lot of time passed, and they said they were going to give me an answer in 2 weeks, and they were already in a month.
Yeah.
And so I sent
every time I was at work, and
this is when? This is March, February, March.
Yeah, I was at work. The weeks passed, and every time I saw my phone ringing with the notification, I was like crossed fingers, and I was like, okay, it's a yes, it's a yes, it's a yes. And then the week ended, and no answer. And then the second week had started, and I was like, okay, cross fingers, it's a yes, it's a yes, it's a yes. Nothing. And I said like, no, I don't want to make pressure on you, but should you ask them what is going on?
Yeah. So eventually I did ask because, I sent them an email just saying, you said it was going to take about 2 weeks, but it's been a month and nothing. And so I think in that day, the girl from HR called me that or the next one, I don't remember, saying,
You know, here, like, Nuno and the girl already have a relationship, because he was not going to say, like, specifically a person, but yeah, this was the person.
it was always the same girl that
Yeah.
talked to me, send emails. So yeah, I talked to her first in December. Yeah. So she called me and she said, okay, Nuno, we really liked you. She always asked me what I thought about the interview and what did I think. And then she said, so we are very sorry to say that we are not hiring anymore for this position. We wanted to hire you for it, but ultimately we weren't able to send you a contract because the position got cancelled. And I was like, fucking hell, this is real.
Cancelled.
This is
Rejected?
not going to happen. I wasn't.
Cancelled.
Firstly, I was rejected because I didn't have.
January, cancelled. Rejected. March.
A position was cancelled, and
No, it was end of February, cancelled.
Yeah, yeah, cancelled position. So, and she said, I understand I already put you through this, but there's already there's another position that's similar that you can apply, and already the same story. I was like, of course I'm going to say yes to this, but I'm really frustrated right now.
Have you told her that?
No, not in these words. I told it was unfortunate. Obviously, I was sad about it, but I didn't say like I'm saying right now. But then they sent my CV. At that time, my CV was already different. I was promoted to a senior consultant, so I sent an updated CV. Because
you didn't share with the people that were going to interview.
Yeah, but then I got another interview for that position. And I was like, yeah, here we go again. It went well every time, so it probably will go well as well, maybe. I wasn't doing anything different, I was just doing the same because it was kind of working with them. So I talked, the interview went okay. I wouldn't say it went really well. It was really not specific. I thought it was because the first time I had 2 interviews and I got rejected. The second time I had 2 interviews and they got cancelled. And now it was only the first interview. I was thinking about it being more generic, but it was the only. I found out in the middle or at the end of the interview, it was the only interview. After that, I would get a proposal or not. And I was okay. So I'm not. No, I didn't know any technical specific things about the job, as I got the opportunity to understand in the other positions. But I was like, yeah, okay. They didn't ask any more questions. I answered everything. I asked some questions. I always ask some questions for them to know that I prepare, that I care, and I think they've felt that, and that's important. Yeah, but then I was just waiting. I sent an email with more questions specific of the technical aspects I would be working on. But then they told me it was just going to take a couple of days for them to decide, and eventually I got a call from the girl from HR saying that yeah, they were very excited to announce that I would get a proposal for this job. Yeah, and then yeah, finally it happened. I don't know.
You got the offer.
I don't know the day, but yeah, I had an offer, and I was like, I was honestly thinking it wasn't going to happen, because it never happened, and in my life, like, I didn't have to apply to anything, and compete with others. I never felt like this, or like this abstract thing that is getting a job in a company you don't know. You have to please people you don't really know or are distant. And I thought it wasn't going to happen, because I saw how hard it was for you to get get a job, and I'm clearly not as experienced. My CV is not that impressive. It's
You're more
very
technical than me.
yeah.
so-
I'm technical, but still I have like 2 years of experience,
Almost 3.
2 and something. Yeah, and I thought, yeah, because my current job, I didn't really apply to it. They contacted me,
Mhm.
so I wasn't really trying to impress them. It's just that they wanted me. So, but then it did happen. I didn't really believe it. I guess I remember hanging up the phone. And I remember that I had an interview that day to another company, and they called me in the middle of that interview, and then I had to call back at the end of the interview. Yeah, and I remember jumping in downstairs because I was working downstairs, and calling and sending you a message right away because I couldn't wait. I thought in my head this like a million times because it's been a couple of months and I have been doing this ever since we got here. I had all this in my head. I was thinking, oh, maybe this week I'll get an answer. I won't tell her. I would just like wait for the perfect moment and make it like I don't know, a surprise or something. And I was thinking, I'm surely gonna cry if I get a job offer because I'm just trying so hard for so many months. And I didn't cry. I was just excited.
And you called me.
And I called you right away because I couldn't hold it. And I had to tell someone. Of course, I wouldn't tell anyone but you. I wasn't going to call anyone else because I was waiting to tell you. It made no sense. So I'd call you. I don't think I called.
It was a voice.
I think I spoke words and excitement through a WhatsApp audio. And yeah.
And I was alone in my office,
celebrated
and I called
lot.
him, and he didn't answer because he was in the
And
call
then I
for
was
the
the call
yeah.
for work.
And I was
couldn't.
just jumping in my office because I was alone that day. I don't know, and I was like,
Yeah, he told me later. I believed. And then, yeah, they offered me a position to start. Firstly, they wanted me to start in May first, but I was
this was end of April, so exactly
end of March.
No.
End of March.
End of March, yeah, we are in April. But
Yeah, 29th, so 30th
end of March,
March.
and they wanted to, so at the beginning of May, so exactly
1 month.
1 month, which was what Nuno said was the
My
notice period. So it was the fastest, like the longest process, the fastest, like hiring after contract.
Yeah, because it was only in one interview. They wanted someone as quick as possible. It's because they wanted to replace a person that is going to retire. But yeah, I said I could only do it in the 1st of June. I was
because
really
we are
scared
going to Portugal.
because we are going to Portugal from the 8th of May to the 24th of May. Get some sun because it was always raining. We spent all weekend indoors because it was raining. Every weekend is raining. So yeah, I said I have to go to Portugal to end my current contract. So it would imply a lot of logistics. I wouldn't be able to do it by May 1st. So yeah, I said June 1st. I was really fearful that they were going to say, oh, okay, so you can't come. But it was really okay with them. It was nice to be able to change that date.
Yeah, I can add information because I learned this. I think it's the same in Austria as it is in Germany. The normal notice period is 3 months for full-time positions. So Nuno asking only for 2 months was all right.
Yeah, but 2 months.
You asked for 2.
Yeah.
It was super all right because they are always expecting to have to wait 3 months. Because everyone here has to have to give 3 months of notice periods.
And it's important also in Portugal because my contract said that I would have to give 1 month when I signed it. But when you get more experience in the company, because I have already 2 years of experience. By the second year, you have to give 2 months, and by the third year, I think you have to give 3 months. And this is.
But you were not aware.
I wasn't aware of it. I should have been, but I wasn't. But maybe for the best. I don't know. It got here, so fate decided that it was going to be okay. So yeah, now it's all about getting prepared for that and getting everything done with my current company. And I don't really know what's going to happen in terms of contracts or how is it going to end? What is the procedure for ending something, contracts, and regarding vacations, because I won't take all the days, and about what is going to happen. I don't really know. I just know I sent a letter saying that I will want to leave in the 23rd of May, because I'm flying back in the 24th to Frankfurt, and then I'm starting at the 1st of June in Vienna. But it isn't still like I don't feel like that's the biggest victory that I could have, because we are still very uncertain, and me getting a job in Vienna is great for me, but I'm not really sure for us, because it's not certain that you can come with me.
Mm-hmm.
And this stops me from being able to enjoy the moment. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just I was and I am ready to embark on this journey with you, but there are some things that we cannot control. Like I would gladly be here like for years working from home to Portugal if I could. For tax reasons, I could only have 6 months. Every month for us since we've got here is being like, what are we going to do next? We are planning our vacations to Sicily in June, and then we couldn't because I got a job in June, and we had to match it.
I had no vacations since I joined my internship, so I still have like 30 days. I have 30 days.
Yeah, because we don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
we cannot plan
any vacations since I don't know where we are going to be next.
We could just book some weekends, and we went to visit my brother, nice. And we went to Paris.
That's the perks of being in Central Europe.
Yeah, that was good, and we didn't have to take vacation days for it.
I took 1 day.
Yeah.
It was holidays in Portugal.
Yeah. So it's been very difficult because you don't really know. And even scheduling the flights for Portugal, it was like, we don't really know if we can go with this or not. Because imagine if I had to start in Vienna in the 1st of May, imagine. Because that's what they're planning. And I wouldn't have any other option. I would do it, or I would not get the job. What would I do? It's like, it's what I've been working for like 5 or 6 months. Would I not accept it because of some flights I had booked for? I couldn't.
And we are planning everything like. We didn't plan going to Portugal with a lot of time, because I also needed to know if I was continuing my internship. So.
And we'll be able to do.
We are paying more money to go to Portugal that we needed to, just because we planned on the knee. Does it say it?
On the knee. They understand. On the knee.
No, how do they say in English? There is probably an expression for that.
I don't know.
Okay,
it's on the knee.
Portuguese expression.
We planned on the knee. So yeah, we paid a little bit more for our flights, but we had to. It isn't really an option.
It's my birthday.
And yeah, we've been.
I'm turning 26. I'm very proud.
We've been planning.
It's my favorite number again.
6.
Mm-hmm.
The devil.
666.
Yeah, it's you.
I'm the devil.
So yeah, that's where we are right now. I don't know if you wanted us to talk about something else.
No. My biggest struggle Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they want to know about this. I don't know. But you can make like
You can talk to us.
Yeah, we are open to answer more questions regarding this. I just want to add that the most difficult thing for me right now, looking for a job in Vienna, I think Vienna is not such a big industrial city in terms of there are not that many positions. Plus, there are not that many positions that don't require German.
Yeah.
And although I'm quite okay with the basics, I understand it. I'm not able to work in German.
Yeah, that's the thing that also important for the job I got. I'm not good with German. I only know the basics, even less than she knows. But it was a question on my interviews regarding that, and I just showed and I made it clear that I would want to learn. I was already learning, and I would want to learn. And I think it was important for them to know that I was open to that. And I will be learning German, hopefully for the next couple of months. And so on.
Ideally, 1 month after you start.
We'll see.
Last 5 minutes, what would be the ideal scenario for us?
Right now?
Yeah.
The ideal scenario was I go to Vienna, we find a place.
What do you think? Like, picture it, you.
But I know what's going to happen. No,
the ideal.
Okay, the ideal.
The ideal for for the future, like in some months. What is the ideal scenario?
Okay. Ideally. So I'm getting solid on my new job.
What does that mean?
That I'm able to learn what they need me to learn, and I'm able to be productive and important for my work, and start to be valued as more than a person that just got in a job that doesn't really know how things work there. I would want to be living with you in an apartment that is like this, but has a little bit more conditions, like a washing machine.
Ideal.
And a little bit bigger with an extra room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm asking for the ideal one.
Yeah, I'm just saying, with an extra room, but with space where you can do your handstands and workouts and place. We shouldn't be needing to mix everything up in the same space. So that's what I'm saying. You will be working in Nova through Vienna in a space like the one you work now, but probably by yourself. That would be what was going to happen. And we were saving a lot of money, and we were investing a lot of money, and we were making plans for the near future and what we were going to do with all that money. Which houses we were going to buy.
I like your idea.
We were still basically the same lifestyle. We wake up, we exercise, we go to our jobs, we work on other stuff we got. If I'm learning German and you are doing your CFA, we are doing that, and we continue to make our trips on the weekend. We try to settle and find people in Vienna as best as we can. I don't know, it's tough. Just like we are trying to do now. Unfortunately, the time is running out. But yeah, it's basically, I would say, the same as we are doing now here, but with the possibility of staying more than 6 or 8, 7 months. That's what I'm thinking in the next months.
Are you hearing, universe?
No, it's you.
My ideal scenario would be we go to Vienna. definitely after I finish my internship, so July.
Mm-hmm.
I have a job, I don't know if it's senior or not, but a job where I feel valued and I'm still learning because that's important for me in finances.
You'll be doing the CFA.
But I want to work there. I still want to do all the technical things I do, so use Python, use SQL,
SQL.
and
I don't know if
learning,
they know
doing
what the
corporate.
CFA is.
They don't. It's a certificate. Like maybe they do, but we never explain. It's a certificate on financial analysts.
It's very important, very classified.
Yeah, it's the most important certificate in finance. It's more important than doing a master's in this area. It's like
if you do it, you're very important.
Yeah, it's a title.
People put it on LinkedIn as next to their names. So, very important. Okay.
I don't know if you know me, only these talks, and I don't know. You cannot really know us just by these talks.
Of course.
I don't really care about titles anymore. I just want to really learn what is it about finances. So I would be working in something like that. Ideally, because we are thinking about the ideal plan, I would not be working at home. I would go to a place where I can discuss, like interact in terms of
in person. Yeah,
in person about what I'm doing. And I would work just the time to feel that I'm doing everything I can, but not leaving for my work. So what does it mean? I would have time for my handstands. I would have time to get sun. I would have time to walk in the streets. I would not have to be all the time looking for another job. So that will be that. I would be focused on my CFI. This is the short term because I have to finish it on November. That's deadline maximum. And after that, I would like to do German course with you. That's why I was like, wait 1 month and maybe we can do it together.
We'll see.
And I also really, really want that you feel valued in your new job. And I know I have no doubt that you are going to be good. I just want them to see that you are good for the job. And I don't know, really feel appreciated also in your job. I think that's important. And I want us to continue exactly as connected as we have been here. I feel very connected with you after we passed the crisis that we recorded. You
were there.
And I want that to continue and grow, like always, evolving.
Like our bank accounts.
And also I really like that you said we were planning the future because, as you know,
it's important.
I will have a hell of a future.
Yeah. I know. It's been difficult to plan, like we said, because of all these uncertainties. But we're managing and we are here today. We don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, but we are here. And it's been an hour.
Sorry guys, it's ending.
Oh my god, yeah, it's crazy. 1 hour.
We talk too much.
I said to talk about these things and now we do. And it's done. And
next weekend we are going to
Utrecht.
Okay, whatever.
Visiting the next guests on entropyhourglass. Vasco. Vasco in Portuguese it's Vasco, but in Dutch is Vasco.
No, I was just
in
like
Utrecht.
In English. It's so hard to say names in Portuguese when you are speaking in English. Vasco and Jochen. Jochen. Okay, yeah, that's it.
I think that was better than Vasco.
Oh god.
In Utrecht. In the Netherlands. We're going there for a couple of days.
Hopefully there is sun and you are seeing us not with this light but with sun.
Yeah, we are always trying to find different places to record and we already recorded right there. Now recording here. Yeah, there. And yeah, this is our bed where we sleep. Bye.
Kiss.
Have a good one.
Oh no, don't say that.